Hey there. Today is Tuesday, March 7th, 2023, and this is our creative week in a little bit. Schedules. What are even schedules? Days, dates, time periods. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, it's been an interesting week. So So let's start with the basics. I didn't get much done on my Tunisian crochet project, mostly because I was giving my wrists a break, and I was doing all sorts of other things. But mostly I was just trying to not stress out my wrists and shoulder and all that stuff. She says when, yeah, we'll get to then what I decided to do yesterday. I did get one painting done for the States project. This is, where is this? This is Maryland. Yes, our little blue crab over here. And yeah, I was like, I liked it. This one was so vibrant and it's a little bit bolder than some of the other states. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I have the next one prepped. I have South Carolina prepped and even did the background layer first. Um, which is something I hadn't been doing, but I'm like, yeah, I need to try doing that. But I didn't, ended up not streaming on Friday because I was just absolutely exhausted. Just it happens sometimes, and I just couldn't. Art journal wise, I finished up the February flowers. I don't remember if y'all saw the plaid one or not in the last video, possibly not. And then Snowdrop was the prompt for the 27th. And I'd sort of already done a snowdroppy kind of inspired one. So I decided to, do snowdrops again, but with them falling or, dropping. But, yeah, I know. And then the final one was petals. And so I just did a nice little scatter of petals. Again, I like this one. It might go so I might pick that design up somewhere. For March, I decided to dispense with a daily journal prompt because I have some other projects to work on this month and I want to focus more on the watercolor paintings and also like I said, some other projects. And one of those other projects is something, it is creative and then it's not. So here's the thing about creative projects is sometimes they're not directly creative. Sometimes they're support work for creativity. And in this case, I've known for a while that I need to revamp the space in here, my studio. Eagle-eyed viewers will see that my backdrop, the background looks a little different because things are in transition. Basically, yesterday I woke up with the absolute need to start revamping this space, and I'd been trying to do it for a while piecemeal. I'd be like, okay, I can move things, I can shift them around like in one of those little puzzles where you have to like shift the grid around to get the other things in the right places. I don't know what those are called. Slider puzzles, I don't know. I remember as a child playing with one that was a 4x4 grid and it had numbers 1 through 15. Oh, excuse me. And it was at the neighbor's house. And when I'd go visit them, that was like one of my favorite things to play with over at their place. Go figure. Go figure. But yeah, I loved, sliding the tiles around and figuring out how to get everybody to move around the little tray to get everything in the right number order. So that's what I was trying to do in my office in my studio. It was not only slow going, but it made more of a mess than anything, and it really didn't get me anywhere fast. So yesterday when I woke up, I'm like, nope, I need a change. This is going to happen today now. And so I spent the initial part was a 2.5 hour chunk of time, and then I like took a break, thinking I was done, and then said, no, I can't leave that till tomorrow. And that was wise. Um, and went back and did a little bit more. Oh dear. Duncan is barking at someone outside. It's fine. It's probably just somebody on the sidewalk. Um, at any rate, I'm going to move the camera around. Hopefully, not jiggle it too much, but I'm going to show you what things look like right now. Oop. So yeah, that stuff is moved. And then look, I have all this open space. Yeah, anything that was on the floor. Well, okay, the rug's rolled up and stuff, and I just moved the sewing machine back in. But yeah, anything, sorry, anything that was on the floor, or I moved several pieces of furniture out. Yeah, it's in the library right now. It is waiting to be gone through and organized before it comes back in the room. I didn't get rid of a bunch of stuff right away. It's not like I just like chucked it all into trash bags and put it out on the curb. No. Some of that will happen, I'm sure. I want to say a little bit more judicious as I bring things back in. I mean, I'd love to be, but as I said in the TikTok video I posted with the before and after yesterday, I am a craft dragon, and this is my craft hoard. So I mean, it just is what it is. Um, but yeah, so I have been definitely I just felt the need to organize the space, and it's not that I can't, work in an unorganized space. Far from it. Creative chaos, organized chaos is my default. I have come to grips with the fact that, and really been gentle with myself, knowing that a lot of ADHD folks need to see their stuff. They just need it out and visible, and where they can get to it, not, put away, buttoned up, and hidden. Um, and now that I realize it's not just a me being a messy monster, um, I can work with that. I work with that. And I can be gentle with myself about it. And that feels good. That feels good. The other thing is that, just sometimes you need to change. You need to change up your space. And changing up the space kind of renews the dopamine in your brain. So for me, those two things are kind of working in concert right now. So that's what's going on. Now I did move my folding table that houses my sewing machine and serger. That came back in this morning just before I sat down to record this video, because I have an outfit to make for a party in a few weeks. And I need to get on the ball with that. So the sewing stuff is what will be organized first, more or less. But I'm also trying to kind of like create zones in here. I don't know how effective that will be or not. I mean, I've tried to do it before, like, okay, all the paper crafting stuff is here, all the beading stuff is here, all the yarn stuff is here, all the paint stuff is here. But now that I've gotten everything out of the room that needs to be rearranged and sorted and all that, the idea, and I think I've mentioned this before, is behind me, behind this desk, would then be a counter height, or maybe a little above, figure that out, work surface across the entire back wall. And so some of the stuff, some of the smaller like organizers and stuff, they would go under that. And then I want to put pegboard up on either side of the window, so that I can make use of some of the wall space. And I'm thinking pegboard on the other side of the other window, near where the sewing machine will be, would make sense too, because I could keep, threads and serger cones and stuff there. So yeah, not everything is going to come back and be stored in the same way it was, basically. So yeah, that's going to be a long-term project. That's going to be a long-term project. And that's why things are in the library, because we don't use that space as much. But I did make sure not to mess with the desk and work table here, because not only had I recently resituated and revamped this area right here where I'm working in, I need to be able to work on these continually. I need to be able to sit at my desk and do what I need to do at my desk. So I'm trying to be mindful of all of that while redoing everything else. But like, not, some of the shelving units didn't move because they didn't need to. They're going to stay in place. That's the plan, was for them to stay there anyway. The stuff on them, I do need to go back through, because I had reorganized them and now it's chaos again. The shelving units, there's usually, you could see one back here. Yeah, those I had to move yesterday, and I nearly trapped myself in the back corner. That was not stellar. Um, but yeah, so that's like the big thing that's going on here right now. The other thing is, and I sent this announcement out to my book newsletter on Sunday. Yep, Sunday. Is that the beta read reports have come back on Mother Mayhem book 4 in the Eden Creek mystery series, cozy mystery series, and they're good. I have a few things to tweak, nothing major. Phew, big sigh of relief. As much as I went back and forth and rearranged things on that book, I was really scared that I had managed to leave out major plot points or leave a lot of things hanging, and there really wasn't. I just need to spiff up a couple little spots, and the next thing to plan is the launch. Yeah, that's something foreign territory to me, to do a proper launch for the book. It's a little scary. There's moving parts, but it's something I will be working on. I'll be tackling some of the bits and pieces today after I finish recording this video. And yes, I might have been procrastinating that just a wee little bit yesterday when I decided to empty out half or more of my office. But sometimes that's just what we have to do. Anyway, so that's what's going on. Lots and lots of good stuff. But I'm going to leave it there, so that I have something to talk about in the next video, which hopefully I'll be back to recording on Sundays, but because of various reasons, just didn't get recorded until today. So be gentle with yourselves, be flexible with yourselves, be forgiving of yourselves. Chase the dopamine if you gotta. Try not to let it impede life too much. But yeah, and of course, try and find some creative time, or make some creative time for yourself along the way. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.